Welcome to Good Games Spawn Point, the show for gamers by gamers. I'm Hex.
And I'm Barjo.
And I am Darren. And it's good to have you back, Hex.
Oh, thanks so much, Darren. It's been lovely shooting My Great Big Adventure for ABC3, but it's nice to be back reviewing some games as well, especially with Super Smash Bros. On 3DS. Oh.
I'm ready to rumble.
Bring it, Barjo.
Also on the show, we're going to get to top speed with Driveclub.
Now, Darren, I know you had a lovely European joyride with Forza Horizon 2 the other day, but can we review this one?
Oh, all right. But first, we'd better supercharge those synapses because it's time for Darren's Challenge. This week, I'm asking you, which game in the Donkey Kong Country series features old Cranky Kong as a playable character? Answer at the end of the show.
That Kong clan is a big one. But for now, let's see what headlines Goose has at the news desk.
Affirmative.
Thanks guys! Goose here with all the gaming news from around the world. It seems Portal 2 trains your brain better than brain trainers. A recent study from the Florida State University pitted Portal 2 against Lumosity, a piece of software specifically designed for brain training. 77 participants sat an exam and were then randomly assigned to play either 8 hours of Portal 2 or Lumosity. After those 8 hours, the participants retook the tests, with the Portal 2 players showing a greater increase in performance.
Look at you, sailing through the air majestically, like an eagle, piloting a blimp.
Disney has removed 2 Star Wars titles from mobile game stores. Tiny Death Star and Star Wars Assault Team are both no longer available on iOS or Android devices. However, at the time of reporting, Tiny Death Star is still available on the Windows Phone Store. Disney stated that the games were pulled to allow them to focus on priority titles like Star Wars Commander. And that's all the news for this week. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Goose. Okay, guys, start your engines because it's time to go for a drive.
Vroom, vroom. A PlayStation 4 exclusive, Driveclub is designed to bring the social aspect of racing to the forefront and leans heavily towards being an arcade racer. The power of each car is modelled fairly accurately, but the physics and handling are not very realistic. It's not as arcadey as, say, the last few Need for Speed games, but it's a far cry from the simulations of Gran Turismo or Forza.
Yeah, Darren, I think they hit a pretty good middle ground. The cars are fun to drive, and there's a great sense of speed. And the developers have said that they made it a bit unrealistic so it would be accessible to a wide range of skill levels, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah, but I wonder how accessible it really is, though. For example, there's no racing line. And almost every halfway realistic racing game we've played recently has had a racing line to let you know when to brake and where to turn. And, you know, I always brake too late, so those racing lines are a lifesaver for me.
Yes, and after playing Forza Horizon 2 recently, which was excellent, I've just become so used to that rewind feature, so not having it is pretty frustrating. Especially when you spin out right at the end of a race and have to restart the whole thing, rather than just being able to rewind a few seconds.
In the campaign, you compete in a series of races and tournaments, with each race offering a set of potential stars you can earn for completing various objectives. And to progress, you need to reach a specific number of stars to unlock the next set of races.
I thought it was a bit dull. I mean, you're just moving from one event to the next, ticking off objectives, and I eventually reached a point where getting enough stars became more frustrating than fun. Also, I'm not a fan of those drift events. I just always end up spinning out and in a ditch, which is definitely not fun.
I also think that racing games have moved on from this old kind of formula where you start with the slow hatchbacks and those early cars and it takes a while before you unlock the super fast ones. I just don't want to spend hours with boring cars anymore before I get to the good stuff.
Car models are excellent and highly detailed, and the lighting can be impressive at times.
Yeah, under the right conditions, it almost looks photorealistic. And I thought some of those mountainous tracks looked spectacular. Oh, but did you notice those jaggies, Darren?
Affirmative. Jaggies are also known as aliasing, and they're that sort of sawtooth effect you see on objects, and it can really bring down the overall presentation. Also, while the lighting can at times be impressive, under other conditions it can also feel quite flat and dull.
It is important to note that there is a patch coming which will bring dynamic rain and snow to the game, but sadly it wasn't here at the time of review.
But what did you think of the face-off challenges?
I wanted to like them, Hex, but I could take or leave them, to be honest. Basically, during races, there are little mini challenges where you try to beat a score set by someone else, doing things like trying to stay on a particular racing line or reaching a certain average speed. And if you win, you get a bit of extra XP.
Yeah, they're not exactly the most exciting tasks to complete though, are they? I mean, I ended up just not taking notice of them in the end.
I also thought that the collisions and corner penalties were a bit harsh. Basically, if you hit another car or wall too hard or slightly cut a corner, you get your speed limited for a few seconds, depending on how serious it was. This game just kept punishing me rather than letting me revel in the kind of chaotic racing that I enjoy.
I did really like the AI though. They're a lively bunch that is more than happy to push and shove each other around so they feel much more like real players.
Speaking of real players, there is of course the ability to form clubs with your friends.
Drive clubs, if you will.
Affirmative. Clubs can be groups of up to 6 players, and as you each race, your experience goes towards the club, eventually unlocking specific cars. There's also the ability to compete in solo or club challenges, which involve events such as competing to set the fastest lap time or a high score in a drift challenge.
For a feature that the game is named after, I'm surprised that it didn't feel more essential to the experience. It just kind of seems like a way to unlock a few cars. But we should wrap this up, Budjo. What are you giving it?
Well, I think there is a lot to like here. The tracks are well made, the cars look beautiful, and I quite enjoyed the racing. But overall, it doesn't really inspire the passion that a racing game should, so I'm giving it 6.5.
Yeah, it seems quite by the numbers and a little bit uninspired. It is worth noting, though, that there's kind of a free-ish version available for PlayStation Plus subscribers, so it might be worth checking that out if you're thinking about getting it. But yeah, I'm giving it 6.5 as well.
All right, it's time for you two to race off to the Ask Good Game desk.
Oh, yes.
Go and talk to the viewers. Get it?
All right, Barjo, ready to get stuck into some of these questions?
Indeed I am, Hex.
Well, then let's kick things off with this one from Zeth in Launceston, which is in Tasmania. Dear Good Game SP, I'm wondering, what is the best game you have played in the time you have working in GGSP? Do not write back.
Oh, that's a tricky one, Zeth. There have been so many great games over the years. Oh,
I know, right? Well, I think we gave Portal 2 a double 10. That's the only game on Spawn Point that we've given a double 10 to. So if we're going to judge it purely from the scores, then I guess the one that we've given Portal 2 takes the cake. Oh, pun. Get it?
Yeah.
Because the cake is alive?
I do get it. Do you have cake?
No.
Oh, don't talk about cake if you don't have cake, please.
Never mind.
But there have been loads of other great games too. I mean, obviously Minecraft has been the one game that we've pretty much been talking about ever since the show started. And all of you Spawnlings can't seem to get enough of it.
We've given out quite a few high scores over the years too, though. I think Trials Evolution got a 10 from you and a 9.5 from me, so that's pretty close to perfect.
Oh, Trials Evolution. Game design. That was a great game, and we gave double 9.5s to Rayman Legends, another near perfect score. Super Mario Galaxy 2 also earned a 10 from me and a 9 from you, so that ranks right up there.
I think one of my personal favourites, though, was Journey. Such a beautiful and unique experience. From memory, we gave that double 9s.
And there's been quite a few games that have joined the prestigious double 9 club. From memory, FTL, or Faster Than Light, and Little Big Planet 2 both got in there.
Anyway, let's move on to this one from your mum, who is right next to you in Invisible in Western Australia. Hi GGSP, I ask a question every week. I'm a big fan, please answer. My question. 1. Why does Darren kill noobs? Because Darren is one, and with Minecraft I cannot understand what is with the new up data. I cannot move my items. Well, I don't think Darren actually kills noobs.
Well, hang on a sec, Hex. Doesn't Darren's name actually stand for the data analysing robot for the ruthless extermination of noobs? I mean, that sounds... Oh! Hello, Barjo and Hex here at the Spawn Point desk. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, it's Darren.
Hi, Darren.
Hello. I just wanted to assure the Spawnlings that I've never killed anyone.
I am programmed according to Asimov's 3 laws of robotics, the first of which stipulates that a robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm. So my laser simply ruthlessly denubifies noobs, thus exterminating them from the realm of noobishness.
Oh, okay, so you exterminate their noobishness and not their life.
Affirmative.
Right, so Darren, if that's the first law, then what are the other 2 laws of robotics?
Well, the second law says a robot must obey the orders given to it by human beings, except where such orders would conflict with the first law. While the third law says a robot must protect its own existence as long as such protection does not conflict with the first or second law.
So wait, according to the second law, you have to do everything we tell you. But you're always disobeying us and doing whatever you like. You break that law all the time, Darren.
Well, the second law is considered as more of a loose suggestion by most robots than a real law. And there's some leeway with the other 2 as well, to be honest. It's more of an honor system, really.
Right, well that's somewhat reassuring to know. But as for why you can't move your items in Minecraft, well, we're not sure what's going on there. That sounds like a nasty bug to us.
Well, Barjo, after conducting a brief search, I've discovered some users reporting a similar problem. They have suggested the problem is caused by having the touchscreen mode switched on in the options. So if that's switched on, turning it off may solve your problem.
Oh, well, thanks, Darren. Hopefully that fixes it. But Darren, while you're here, we've actually got another question for you. It's just for you.
For me? Oh, read it now, please.
All right, cool your circuits, Darren. It's actually from Mumbot, who is in outer space outside Australia.
Hello, Mumbot. Hello.
Hello, Barger. Oh, hang on a sec, Hex. I'm going to read this as Mumbot. This is my interpretation of Mumbot.
Yeah.
Hello, Barger and Hex. This is for Darren. I've just been worrying about you recently like any Mumbot does. Are you brushing your grill regularly? Are you charging your battery fully? What are you getting up to in your spare time? You should call your Mumbot more and let me know everything is okay. Love, Mumbot. Hug, hug, hug.
Oh, I am sorry I haven't called recently, Mumbot. I've just been so busy. But I have put together a brilliantly insightful documentary about a day in my life that I'm sure will ease all your concerns. Roll the tape, Kerry. I would say I lead a modest, simple life. I don't own a fancy car. I always wear the same clothes. I share an apartment with my good friend and colleague, Goose. All right, Goose, I'm off to work.
Oh, all right, Darren. I'll be right behind you.
Okay, bye.
Just one more game.
Hi-ho, hi-ho. From the moment I leave my front door and rocket my way to work, I know I'm in for a day of fun at the ABC. Bum, 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 bum. Look, some of my fans. Oh, hello, hello. Sorry, but I do love you. I love you all. Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. I love you all. Thank you. Off to work. First stop, makeup. Thank you, Clarence. I always need to look my best. Not just for the studio, but also because of all the networking I do around the building. Exterminate! I just think charging my laser sounds better. There are some high-profile robots at the ABC, and it's important to make a good impression.
Now, I realise the new film isn't done yet. That's why I sent you that script with some suggestions. How there could be a new robot character who looks a lot like me. Did you get that file I sent you, the script? Well, think about it.
Then I'm off to studio. The crew on Spawn Point are wonderful, talented, and highly capable humans. Though sometimes I like to lend a proverbial hand.
Action!
Well, I had a lot of fun with this game.
Yeah, me too. The mechanics were really solid.
Cut! Sorry. I just think my line should come in sooner. The review will flow a lot better that way.
All right, Darren. Well, let's reset, everyone.
Nothing quite compares to the directorial efficiency a robot can provide, and my input is always appreciated.
I'm giving it 8 out of 10 rubber chickens.
And cut. Great stuff, everyone. That's lunch.
Yes!
I don't like to buzz my own nucleons, but I do tend to be the life of the party.
So the Neutron walks into a game store, and the store clerk turns to him and says, "For you, no charge."
Nice one, Darren.
After that quick refuel, it's straight back down to the studio for the afternoon shoot.
Okay, guys, ready to roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hang on a sec. Where's Darren?
After my nap, of course. The afternoon usually involves shooting our spawn point with Barjo and Hex, but sometimes, if I'm really lucky, I get to work with Goose.
All right, Darren, where are we off to today?
The same place we always go, Goose.
No, but really, where are we going?
France.
Oh, lovely.
And finally, before we head home for the day, we have a quick staff meeting to talk about the show and where we can improve.
Okay, guys, we need some new ideas. What do we got?
I had one. How about more cheese sandwiches?
Yeah, okay, yeah, we can do that.
Oh, how about more glitter?
Okay, more glitter? More
Negative, negative. We need less glitter on the show.
Less glitter.
Let's decide with Darren on this one. Less glitter.
Sorry.
I think we should have more Kerry O'Brien on the show.
Yes.
Great idea.
I think you'll like that. Okay, yeah, it's pretty good, guys. What do you think?
Well, that was a very productive day, but I must leave you now. Farewell. Come on, Goose.
See you, Darren.
Those games won't play
Goose.
themselves.
And that's a day in my life.
Oh, wow, Darren, that was actually pretty good.
Oh, of course it was. I hope you enjoyed it, Mumbot. I'll come visit you soon.
Yeah, thanks so much for that, Darren. But I think on that note, we're actually out of time for this week. Don't forget, if you've got a question you'd like to ask us, then you can go here and send it in.
Well, hurry up to the office, you two. I've got a game set up for review. It's Super Smash Brothers!
Smash Brothers!
Yes!
Smash Brothers!
I'm gonna play as Kirby! Thanks, Kirby! After a lengthy break, fighting fans are getting not just one new Super Smash Bros. Game, but two. Its big brother on the Wii U is still a few weeks off release, so we thought we'd see how Nintendo has done it, shrinking this brawler down to 3DS size.
Guys, I don't even know where to start with this Super Smash Bros. Game. Oh, they've just crammed in so many of my favourite Nintendo characters.
Did you see that Sonic's in it as well?
Yes, I did see that, Darren, and I pretty much flipped the table when I found out that you could make Mario fight Sonic in Green Hill Zone. And along with the Nintendo characters, there are other stars like Pac-Man and Mega Man, plus all sorts of cameos and special items. It is too much, my brain can't handle it.
Relax, Barger. Darren, why don't you give us a quick explanation of how the game works?
Oh, I'd be delighted to. Unlike most fighting games, your opponents don't have a life bar you're trying to drain with attacks. Instead, the aim in Smash Brothers is to knock them flying out of the level with smash attacks. Little hits still do help, though, because the more your opponent is hurt, the further they'll be sent flying when you hit them.
Oh, thanks, Darren. Yes, it does lead to some frantic moments with players desperately trying to jump back onto the stage to stay in the game.
And the fights are pretty chaotic in general. Many stages change as you fight, with parts suddenly dropping away. Not to mention all sorts of extra weapons dropping into the match. When you're new to the game, it can be pretty tough to stay alive for long. Especially in 4-player brawls.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, Barjo, the character list is huge. Almost all of the characters from earlier games are back again, which was already a lot. And they've been joined by a handful of other Nintendo characters. Some are older classics like Little Mac from Punch-Out, while others are more recent like the Wii Fit Trainer. I wouldn't have thought the Wii Fit Trainer would have been a great fighter, but I guess she works out a lot, so it makes sense.
Yeah, she's pretty good. I wouldn't call her great, though, because Sonic is obviously the best one, so he's great.
Negative. Mega Man is a robot with lasers, so clearly he is superior.
No way, you guys. Everyone knows Kirby is the greatest fighter.
And look, come on, you guys. There's only one way to solve this. The battleground.
Yes! 2, 1.
Dare to taste my lasers.
Right. Would you like a spin attack? Spin attack!
Lasers, lasers, lasers,
Watch out for the
lasers, 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 lasers.
Oh, my mallet is too strong for you. And ground slam. Oh, nice.
I'm not losing. I'm letting the humans win. Just so they don't feel inadequate next to a robot who is clearly superior in every way.
This isn't going well. No! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no!
Penny.
Oh, well done.
Oh, well, Well, I think it's fair to say that I was totally robbed and it wasn't my fault. I just wasn't playing at my best. But yes, overall, I think they've done a great job with this Smash Brothers game. As well as the biggest cast yet, there are loads of single-player challenges and training modes to keep you busy. The best place to start, though, is Classic Mode, where you get to pick your opponents as you fight your way to the game's boss.
I've always thought Master Hand was an odd choice for the Smash Brothers games to use as the boss, but you know, at least it's completely different to all the other standard fighters.
Plus, when you get to the credits, instead of just watching them, you can play with them and see how many of them you can break. The 3DS version also has an exclusive mode called Smash Run. It gives you 5 minutes to collect as many stat boosts from enemies as you can before a final showdown event.
Guys, I'm glad they've added a new mode for the handheld, but I can't say it's one of my favourites. The showdown at the end is random, so you don't know whether it'll be a fight or a race.
Yeah, it does make the time you spend collecting specific boosts a little bit meaningless. My only other complaint with the game is that multiplayer connections can be a little bit patchy. When we were connecting our handhelds in the same room, the multiplayer was nice and responsive, but trying to play online caused connection errors and some really slow lag, especially in 4-player matches.
And it can be a little hard to follow your own character on the smaller 3DS screens because the camera is zoomed so far out.
Affirmative. If 4-player multiplayer is important to you, then you should think about holding out for the Wii U version, as you can play that on a big TV.
Yes, I suspect the Wii U version will be the better one, but there's no denying they've done a great job with this handheld game. There were a few occasions where the little thumbstick let me down, but for the most part, this game plays just as well as the console version, so I'm giving it 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I had a great time with this too. Plus, I've always liked the way Smash Brothers uses the same core set of moves for all the characters, so you can switch from, say, Donkey Kong to Samus without having to learn a whole new set of moves. And I think that's important when you have such a big roster of characters to play with. I'm going to give it 8 as well.
A few weeks ago, Good Games Spawn Point put on a live show at a Games Expo here in Sydney. It was such a great opportunity to meet so many of you Spawnlings.
Yeah, we had such a great time, didn't we, guys? Darren, do you have any highlights we could share?
Affirmative. Roll the tape, Kerry.
I want no random laserings.
Oh, affirmative.
Hello! Hello, everyone!
Oh, I want you to head out into the crowd and find yourselves a teammate contestant.
No, this is not going to end well. Hey, what do you think, guys? Team Goose! Da-da-da-da! She thought she was the noob. I'm like, no, it was your team captain. Sorry. Should we put Goose in the chamber? We did a test earlier and it totally went fine. I saw that Nothing went wrong. No. Hey, Goose. Hey, Goose. It was nice knowing you.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
1, 2, 3.
Charging my laser! I'll get you out of there! Oh, it smells like chicken!
Success!
What was that about? I mean, did you have a good time?
Affirmative.
Thank you, everyone, and goodbye! Thank you!
So much fun. Thank you to everyone who came out. But we're nearly out of time. Darren, the answer to your challenge, if you please. I am ready to absorb knowledge.
Affirmative, Barjo. This week, I asked you which game in the Donkey Kong Country series featured Cranky Kong as a playable character. And the answer is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze.
Cranky, so cranky.
Oh, quite sprightly for an old ape, isn't he? Next week in the show, we're going to be reviewing the Project Spark Game Maker for Xbox. Yeah, I've been following the development of this one. I really hope it turns out to be as good as it looks. Until next time, may all your games be good ones. Hex out.
Barjo out.
Darren out.